Hi, I'm Mike Bias with Illinois Gun Pros. Governor Rauner just signed into law a bill that makes some changes to the Firearms Concealed Carry Act. It's important that we understand these changes because some of them are pretty good. Here are the changes. Number 1, you no longer have to unload your gun if you want to put it in the trunk of your vehicle when you're in a prohibited parking area. Now just remember, you must go directly to your trunk to store your gun if you're in a prohibited parking area. You still can't walk around in those parking areas. Also remember that not all prohibited areas include the parking area. But when the parking area is included, you don't have to unload your gun anymore before you store it in the trunk. If you choose to store it in the trunk, you can keep it in the passenger compartment. Your car is always a safe harbor. Second of all, you no longer have to carry your FOID card with you if you have your license to carry. Up until now, we had to have our FOID card and our license to carry. But now, you can use your license to carry to purchase ammunition or to possess your gun. You don't have to carry your FOID card with you anymore, so your wallet can be a little bit thinner. Number 3, if you're stopped by a law enforcement official, you can simply hand your license to carry, which satisfies the requirement that you inform them if asked. This is a rather obscure change, as you're still not required to inform an officer that you're carrying unless he asks you. But for some reason, it seemed necessary to spell out the fact that merely handing your license is just as good as saying the words, "I am carrying." There is some lawyer somewhere that thinks that this was a very necessary clarification. Number 4, non-residents who attend shooting events at the World Shooting Complex can now obtain firearms and ammunition without a FOID card. That's good for business from other states. Number 5, developmentally disabled persons now have an extra measure of protection before being stripped of their FOID cards in the form of an appeals process. Won't affect that many people, but it's good that we have an appeals process for more people. Number 6, now you may be required to submit a notarized statement if you change your name or address, instead of shall be required to submit a notarized statement. So address changes and name changes are easier now. Number 7, the privacy waiver included in your application has actually been strictly limited. The language is cleaned up, and this protects our personal information and the extent to which the background check can be used. It's strictly for processing your application. That was a little fuzzy before, so they cleaned up the language. And then finally, emergency services personnel can now legally secure your firearm if necessary. A lot of paramedics were concerned about this. This was intended to address what happens to your gun if you're in a car accident and you're incapacitated. Now, these changes were just adjustments to the law, meant to tie up some loose ends. Look for substantial changes to be voted on. Yes, they will make it out of committee in early 2016. If you'd like information about classes for concealed carry in the Bloomington, Springfield, Decatur, or Chicago suburban areas, click on the link in the description box to visit IllinoisGunPros.com.